Weisco is bringing you our first guest of the night. We're so pumped to have Benny Bloss on the show to announce his new deal with Beta. It's Benny Bloss. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Thanks for calling in, buddy. Congrats on the ride.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Is it Beta or Beta?
I think it's Beta.
Like, when you're talking to people who there, are they saying Beta or are they saying Beta? Because the guy across from me right here is saying it's Beta.
Well, see, I was thinking about this the other day because somebody asked me this yesterday, actually.
Okay.
Because they said they've heard it both ways. But I feel like I can't think of a time specifically where they did say the name, but I think I would have noticed if they didn't say Beta.
Talon used to work at a Beta. I know, Talon, we've asked you, what did you guys call it?
We said Beta. I went to the dealer meeting in October, rode the bike, before Benny because I'm factory.
Yep.
And they were all calling it Beta. But I think in Europe, maybe they
so
say
it's
Beta.
just Lewis.
I am fake news.
Lewis
The
is fake
dealer
news.
here is
Okay.
a friend of mine, and he says Beta.
All right. Well, hey, man, so how'd this come about? Take us through the process of them reaching out to you. I know there's a Carlin Gardner is working with those guys. They got a semi. And, obviously Ben Watson is racing at an MXGP. Van Horbeek did for a couple of years. They're trying to come into America. How does this happen, Benny? Take us through it.
Yeah, so Carlin had originally hit me up sometime in the Supercross season. I don't remember exactly when, probably like midway through, and asked if I'd be interested in coming and testing the bike.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely interested in doing that. And so we had kind of like set up a date, and then I ended up crashing at Nashville, so that threw the plans a little bit.
Okay.
And he was basically just like, after the season, whenever you're healed up, let me know when a good time would be to come test the bike. And so that was just kind of it. We hadn't talked any further than that. And then things had gone a little different. I had verbally agreed to do World Supercross.
Yeah.
And so, I was dead set on doing that. And then it was like, at first I was going to do maybe 3 outdoors. And then it was like, I'll just race all the outdoors except for
The World
the
Supercross?
two
Yeah.
conflicting ones. And it was probably a week after I agreed to do the World Supercross thing. I didn't have a contract yet. And it's a Sunday morning, and I woke up at 6 o'clock to a text from Carlin, and he was like, hey, are you doing World Supercross? And I was like, yeah, I agreed. I don't have a contract yet, but that's kind of the plan. And he was like, well, would you back out of it to do a 2-year deal with us? And I was just like I'm not fully awake at this
You're
moment.
like, it's Sunday.
I just woke up, and I was just like, oh, my gosh, what?
Yeah.
I don't even understand what just happened.
Sure.
And so I talked to him more, and it was a really good offer. And
Yeah.
I spoke with the team I was going to do World Supercross for, and they were like, we're not going to hold you back from this. Don't feel bad.
I thought you
And
just
so-
traded. I thought you were offering them a gift of Grant Harlan. That's how you got out of it. Like, hey, I can't do it, but here's a gift. His name's Grant Harlan.
They won't even notice the
They
difference.
won't even notice. Yeah.
I called Grant before. So first off, I had talked to Carlin on Sunday. We talked a couple times throughout that day, and then we talked a little bit more on Monday. And I was so nervous to call Craig Dack. I'm just like,
I
this
bet.
is not
Yeah.
I was like, he's going to tell me I'm just the worst person in the world. And but I'm also at this point, I'm like, this guarantees my career another 2 years compared to 6 months. And it's like everything that I've wanted. And so I was just super nervous. And I called Grant before, and I was like, hey, I'm about to back out of this World Supercross thing. If I tell them you're a guy that would do it, will you do it?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. So I called him, and Craig was super cool about it.
Yeah, Dak's
Which
pretty
made
cool.
it
Nice guy, yeah.
It made it a lot better and easier. And I was like, he asked me, he's like, do you know anyone that might want to do it? And I was like, yes, I actually do.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he would do it. And
you're like, he beat me in Supercross.
I did. Honestly, I talked him up so well that I feel like maybe I deserve a percentage of what he gets. I don't know.
I agree.
So that worked out, and yeah, it's here we are.
Nice. It's what? So you never rode the bike, really? Yeah. That's
Well, no, like at first, because with the World Supercross thing, I didn't want to like drag them along and then possibly not do it. So I asked Carlin, I'm like, how soon could you get me a contract? And he's like, well, would you sign a contract without riding the bike? And like, it's a 2-year deal with everything that I want. I'm like, yeah. I told him, yeah. I was like, I'll do that for sure.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised, Benji.
Well, like I look at the MXGPs, you know, and it seems like they're doing good. And we have a lot of time until the season. Like if I were to go out there and ride the bike and it'd be like, oh, wow, this is not good, we have a lot of time to try to make it better.
Well, no, listen, a 2-year deal in our sport is rare, so I get that. Also, congrats to Trucking Central, I should say, for saving. They're also off of your payroll as well now. But so is there one of the new bikes in America? Do we?
Yeah. So
there is.
Yeah. So
okay.
I signed a contract, and then I guess that was like 2 weeks ago, and then this past Wednesday, I flew to California, rode the bike on Thursday.
I thought we were going with you didn't even ride the bike. Okay. All right. So you did ride the bike.
Yeah, no, I've ridden the bike at this point now.
Okay.
But I did sign the contract before. I was pretty confident. And going there, I was like, I was kind of nervous because, you know, I don't know what to expect. I've never ridden one, obviously. And I was very pleasantly surprised, and I left California very happy. The bike is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that expectations were quite low before you rode the bike. Like you said that if there was a lot of work to do, then you had time. I'm guessing you thought that there would be more work to do than there is.
I wouldn't say my expectations were low. I had no idea what to expect. And I was just trying to be positive. My wife was like, well, what if you don't like the bike? And it's like, well, what if I love the bike? And she's like, okay, that's a good way to look at it. And I get there. Honestly, I get there, and it's like riding to the track from the truck. I was, you know, trying to feel everything out. And it's like, I'm obviously a taller guy. It fits my height really, really good. Like I'm very comfortable on the bike, which was my first impression, which is huge.
Yeah.
And then riding it is like, okay, this is good. Like the chassis feels good. The suspension's really balanced and feels good. I was very, very happy with it. So it's going to be less work than I had, you know.
I was thinking, Lewis, that maybe there was some Photoshop involved with Benny and that bike, like because he was going through the story about how he hadn't ridden the bike.
No, the photo of him riding is very clearly Benny.
Oh, is there a photo of him riding?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I just saw the photo in front of the bike.
No.
The photo of me riding was on the pulp thing of me coming on the show.
I don't control that kind of stuff. That's out of my pay grade. But
I'm going to guess that after riding the bike for the first time, you loved how it handled, and your biggest gripe, because presumably you rode it outdoors.
Don't say gripe. Say thing you have to work on.
Okay, is that negative of me?
Well, yeah, because it's a 2-year deal. He's very happy.
Oh, okay. Your biggest what did you say?
Thing you have to work on.
Thing you have to work on is you need more power.
So I rode a stock engine, and it was set up differently than how I ride it. Because Carlin's been doing the testing. He's definitely more of a second gear guy in Supercross, where I'm a big first gear guy in Supercross, which is kind of sketchy. I should probably try to become a second gear guy.
Yeah, Benny, you stop doing that. Yeah, don't do that.
I like in Supercross on the Yamaha, I would, especially if I'm going to triple like out of a corner, 95% of the chance of the time I'm in first gear.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty much every corner on Supercross tracks I'm in first gear. But like even at the races, I would hit the whoops in second, which is strange.
This is blowing my mind right now a little bit.
The beta is going to have some load on it.
Yeah.
So
okay, go ahead.
So I kind of like had to get used to riding in second again, and like it's super easy when you're in first, right? Because when you go into a corner, you just shift all the way down, and you're like, okay, I'm good. Whereas like I'm trying to like kind of feel everything, so that was a little weird for me. And I will say that So I rode a Supercross track, right?
Yeah.
And I cased the Supercross triple, I would say harder than I've cased a Supercross triple.
Yeah, because you're in first, Benny.
Or because you need more
Maybe-
power.
No. I wasn't second.
I'm kidding.
I wasn't second. Probably harder than I have in my entire career. Like, I was in, as soon as I took off the face, I was like, oh, no.
Carlin's like trying to scratch out that contract.
Carlin, after, he's like, I should have told you, like, if you hit it on the left, the face is kind of flat. So, like, I just got not nearly enough. And pretty much as soon as I took off, I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is it.
So okay, so you got to work on the motor. It's a stock motor though. What you rode, Talon?
Yeah,
did you
I rode
ride this
just a
bike?
fucking-
What bike did you ride, Talon?
I rode the RX. They had 2 of them.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
The RX is the moto model. The RR is.
Did you
off-road.
ride the bike Benny rode?
I don't know if it was the same exact bike, but yeah.
Because they have the
that model.
factory bike that's coming, and I'm guessing their production bike's gonna be based on what Watson's got. And
Well,
Van Horbeek's
probably.
got. But then what did he ride?
I rode 2 of the new bikes that aren't out yet. The pre-production 450s, the one Benny has.
Okay, what'd you think?
I thought they were pretty good. They rev a lot better than the off-road bikes. It felt more like a
Racy?
traditional moto
Yeah.
bike.
Right. Okay.
But
I think. Hey, I know I'm going to be on an island here. I like the way they look. I know I'm on an island. I like the way they look.
I'm there.
Like they need to make your
like it.
numbers. They need to make your numbers about 3 times the size they are right now. But I'm down with not covering the exhaust, and I like the way they look. The clear tank. I'm on board. Give me more of it.
I'm not 100% sure that's the tank we'll run, but I'm not.
Okay. Right.
I don't really know.
You're not with me, Lewis?
I do like the way the bike looks, though. I'm a fan.
I just can't get over. Like the exhaust looks like it's falling off.
Like it fell
Yes,
out. Right,
yes, it scares
right,
me
right,
whenever
right.
I see it.
Well, they could make the side panels a little bigger.
I mean,
will give you that.
Ben Watson makes it look great. I have to say.
What does Watson say? Now, obviously, look, he's your buddy. Okay, he's not having a great year. What?
I'd say he is having a great year.
You think he is?
It's always great.
Okay. What's Ben say about it? Because I heard from people that Van Horbeek was like, handles really good, motor's pretty slow.
Yeah, that is what everyone
Okay,
says.
okay,
Yeah, Ben loves the way it handles. Like he loves his bike. It just needs a little more power and more reliability because they're having more issues lately than they've had in the last year.
Right.
Like Ben second moto in Latvia, Ben made it half a lap, I think.
Okay.
Which obviously opened the door for your guy to beat us.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was the only reason. But when you add horsepower, you hurt reliability. So maybe there's a fine line there.
Yeah, but as far as like everything apart from that, like handling and everything,
Yeah.
it's a great bike
Right.
apparently. But Benny, have they told you that there's going to be a lot of communication between like the American team and the European team? Because the European team is kind of shipped out to the Marchetti program and it's independent, whereas as far as I understand, the American team's going to be more in-house, like an in-house factory team.
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, everything pretty much is in-house. I know that they've been working with Italy a lot with motor stuff, I think, like trying to get stuff developed for when we do start Supercross testing. I'm not sure how much involvement with the communication there will be between the Euro team. I'm
Okay.
very fresh into this thing.
I feel like I should know this, but what kind of suspension we run on a Beta?
We're running KYB.
It's KYB.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think Ben
all right.
is as well.
Okay.
In-house suspension guy, in-house engine
Okay.
guy,
All right.
all good.
And Supercross only. I'm surprised a little bit of that, Benny.
I think it's just like, obviously Supercross, here is more, people care about it more.
Yep.
So that's like the main priority. We will race some outdoors,
Mm-hmm.
just not the whole season. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done, but I'm trying to get them to throw in a GNCC for me.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Wiseco Pistons bringing you Benny Bloss on the team, talking about his new ride with Beta, 2-year deal, Supercross only. And you're going to get a teammate, right? That's what the release said?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
You would just
Not sure who it will be, but
You would think that they would do outdoors only to ease into things because then there's correlation with what they've learned in MXGP. but now there's not much crossover, and this was like the biggest confusion that I've ever felt in my life when I saw that part of the press release.
Supercross only.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I don't know. I just think that Supercross is so important here to everybody, and I'm not saying that nobody cares about outdoors, but it's obviously less.
And what is liquid
now? Maybe different.
What's liquid moly? Do we know? Liquid
I
moly?
believe it's oils, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're big in Europe.
Oh, they are.
They have like a lot of money.
Okay.
You may want to hit them up for the show.
Yeah.
They have a lot of money.
We're very happy with Maximo over here.
Okay, sorry.
But that's your title sponsor. I saw that. So, Carlin too. Carlin Gardner, good dude, solid privateer for a number of years. So, did you know him at all, Benny? At all from over the years? How did that? Or did you?
I really didn't know
Okay.
him. I really didn't know him that well, and we were at dinner the other night, and I'm telling him, like, I don't know anyone that knows him. Like, none of my I don't have any friends that are friends with him.
Right. His brother's racing still.
Yeah, I see, and I know people that are friends with his brother.
Right.
And like I would say hi, like if I saw him, but
Yep.
I didn't know him that well. And then, honestly, when I found out that he was like going to be the team manager of Beta, and I knew they were going to have a team, I followed him on Instagram because I didn't previously.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, maybe I'll follow him, maybe he'll follow me back. And then he followed me back, and it was probably like a month later that he hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, can you send me your email?"
Right.
And that's when we started contacting. So
we had you on the show, I don't know, a couple months ago, and you were going, you were crushing it. You've always been fast. Staying on the bike has been an issue. This year was pretty good for you. A couple of times were shaky, but even on the show, you're getting into 9ths and 10ths and 12ths, qualifying in there, finishing around there, and you're on the show and you're telling us all the things you have to pay for, and your bike stock and all the things that Central Trucking is stepping up for, aka the Karate Kid Jeff, and like people don't understand, like this is really good for you. I don't know how the bike's going to be, and I don't know how it's going to go, but they certainly look. Triumph, crickets. Ducati, crickets. Beta is here, and they got Benny, so they're fresh to the market. I think this is really cool for you. I'm happy for you. This is a 2-year deal in a sport that can chew them up and spit them up and spit them out. And you'll have to probably work on the bike a little bit. But you know what? Oh well. They still have a base. They have a base with Horbeek and Ben Watson of how the bike should work.
Yeah, and I think, like, for me, it helps, too, to have Carlin be the team manager who, he's raced in the last 10 years, and I think that helps, and he's been doing a lot of testing on the bike, and, once we get a second guy, we'll all be able to, like, work together, and I think that it's kind of expected it's not going to go 100% smooth, like it might be a little rough at the beginning with getting stuff set up, but so far from what I've seen, they're really, really committed to trying to make this the best that they possibly can, and I'm extremely committed to trying to be the best that I can. So man, I think we can have a really good year and kind of open some eyes, and like you said, it really, it takes so much stress off my life having less Truck Central sponsorship.
Yes. Do they want you in California more or a lot?
Yeah, so we'll pretty much start the Supercross testing like August-ish, and I'll go to California where they're Central California where they're located then, and I'll probably be there the majority of from then until basically the end of Supercross season. So,
all right.
Does the prospect of like developing the bike, having your name on the brand, because you'll always be remembered as the first guy, the guy who put in the legwork to make it great one day. Does the prospect of that excite you, like having a bit of a project?
Oh, extremely, because it's like if we come out and we do really good, that's like I'm one of the people that like helped get it here. So like for me, that's huge, and that helps me be able to get my name out there even more. And I think that if we have a good off season. I think that we can do really good. I think that they have the right guys with the bike to be able to make it good, and I would love to be able to come out and be like, you know, getting top 10s on a beta, and that's in the first year. I think that would be really good. So it'd be cool to be remembered as, the guy.
Do you think they signed him because it was Beta and Benny Bloss, 3 Bs?
And they've got Ben in
And they got
Europe.
Ben.
They can maybe
Ben.
reuse some stickers.
Benny. Yeah, just cut off the. Yeah, maybe.
I keep getting comments, Beta Benny.
Yeah, Beta
People
Benny.
but
Did you have any reaction from Ben Watson about this news? Lewis.
We made the joke of the Benny.
Oh, we did?
And I just immediately messaged him saying you walked so Benny could run.
Oh, there we go. Okay. We do have a call for you, Benny, on 3. It's Todd. Todd, what's up? What's your question for Benny Bloss?
Hey guys, I got a question for Benny.
Yeah.
It could be for you two, and as well as Talon. This is no way a dig at Beta or anything, but
Oh, here
how
comes a
much
dig.
is that? Like-
Here comes a dig.
well, no, I don't want it to be a dig
Okay.
at all, because like
Yeah.
Fantix does it with the Yamaha, and I think it's cool how they do it.
Yep.
But how much is Beta any part KTM? Because like the frame looks
No.
familiar, the brakes look familiar. Is it all its own bike?
it's all its own. It is not. They're not related to KTM.
They do have Brembos, I think. So you're right about the brakes. I think they have Brembos, but big deal. Like, that's not, yeah.
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 That's
But,
pretty cool. That's awesome to see a whole new manufacturer, everything.
dude, and we're going to
Down
get
to the
Triumph and Ducati down the road.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, it's kind of neat for riders and mechanics and teams and everything. It's a really cool deal.
This KTM thing is like out there for some reason. From the moment they entered MXGP,
Yeah.
the comments were, "Oh look, KTM bought another brand.
Yeah.
Oh, another." And I
Yeah.
don't know where it's come from, but people genuinely
Yeah.
believe Beta or
Yeah.
Beta is no different to Husqvarna and Gas Gas.
Right, right.
And I don't like. They
Yeah.
look
I know.
completely different.
Yeah, for sure. I know that's completely different. I just didn't know if they were
Yeah.
doing like the Fantix thing. I know KTM doesn't have anything to do with Beta, but
Oh,
yeah, I was wondering that. And then also too, I have a future headline if I could throw it out there.
actually, Talon just said it's Nissan brakes. My bad. I thought it was Brembos. So, all right.
Oh, it did look like Brembos.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Future headline.
Okay, future headlines. The Benz bring Beta to the box, or the Beta can't bear the Benz and break down.
Oh, wow. We know which one Lewis is picking.
Yes, one day, hopefully.
Ben to the box.
Yes, I mean we broke down at the weekend
We did, yeah.
and the weekend before that, but
Does Ben have another year on his contract?
yeah, 2-year deal.
2-year deal? Just like Benny.
Yep,
It's 2-year deals everywhere.
Beta just
Yeah.
locking them down.
Thanks, man.
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Both,
Todd.
he'll be on the box, both of them.
Can we get a Ben and Benny, like, combo, like, duet? Or, like, can they race outdoors together or something? Can we do
Well,
something?
this really helps for Supercross Showdown
It does.
with Ferrato, because
I
now
know.
we have a Supercross bike.
Right. So we can get Ben over here. Ferrato's going to be another problem, but
Yeah. Ferrato is his own man, but
I will say that there's. I don't know 100% sure, but there is a chance that I could race an MXGP or 2 next year.
nice.
so
Nice.
MXGP, GNCC, some outdoors, Supercross. Anything else?
Is this...
I mean,
Do you get to
think that's about
do you get
it.
to do your own gear?
yeah, head to toe my own stuff.
Your own stuff? All right.
Yep. Probably going to look very similar to this year. Very happy with
Very
my
happy.
setups from this year with Arai and Oakley and FXR and Alpine Stars.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Benny's got a 2-year deal. What do you think it's worth, Lewis? What do you think he's getting per year?
I don't know, because Van Horbeek,
Van Horbeek
robbed.
was big money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were happy with the money they spent versus the effort they got.
Supercross only for Benny. Keep that in mind.
But then I'm not sure I'm not sure if this is just a Beta USA thing or Beta
No,
Global
I
is
believe
involved
it's Beta
with.
USA.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because I looked on the Beta Global social media and
Yeah.
there was no mention of this.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Beta Global isn't kicking money in or anything,
Right.
which would make me think that maybe it's completely different to the MXGP money, but I don't know.
What do we think Benny's getting? 100?
I was
100
gonna
a
I
year?
was gonna say
Yeah.
80 to 100.
Yeah. Are we close, Benny?
No comment.
Oh boy.
Can't be saying my numbers.
Well, that means it's 700.
Yeah. There we go. Huge deal. Huge deal.
Honestly, I was blown away at how many positive comments I saw. I saw very little negative comments.
Okay, yeah, because it is social media, so you would expect people to be just telling you the bike looks like shit or whatever, right?
There were a few that were just like, what are they thinking? Why wouldn't they get a guy that knows how to ride? And I'm like, okay, let's go.
All right. Well, I just qualified top 10 in Supercross a few times, but sure, yeah, I guess let's get a guy who doesn't know how to ride, who knows how to ride.
Seems reasonable.
I get it. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, look, me and AC were talking today about social media, and we were sharing some of the things that he gets and I get. And he's just like, what is wrong with these people? I go, I don't know, man, because when you click on their profile, it says they're a Christian and a father of 4. And then they're just telling you that you're a piece of shit and you should die. And you're like, that's an odd way to act on social media. But listen, I'm here for this bike. I'm here for the way that – does it look as good as a Yamaha? No, nothing does. But
calm down.
It looks good.
It looks better.
I'm here for Lewis just made a face. Lewis just made a face.
Listen, 2024 Bike of the Year. I'm just going to call it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right.
Did you see Bike of the Year flying through the first corner this week?
I did. Our guy went from hero to zero in 1 week. Crushed it at Paula, and then just Benny, listen, you should be out here collecting some of these points, dude.
It's tough to watch. It's really tough to watch.
Because you could be an SMX, no problem. So.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yep.
I'm enjoying my summer. It's been nice so far.
The beta isn't homologated yet, is it? I don't think.
I don't believe so.
So there's no chance of like doing the last outdoor or doing anything this year.
Yeah.
And let's not stay away from dinner on Friday nights.
Yeah, no, that was actually part of my contract was no dinner with Mathis on Friday.
Understandable.
Honestly, probably no dinner with Mathis just at all during the season.
I mean, I can't argue.
Friday or anything.
Right,
You know?
I can't argue with that.
I do have a question is, how did you get into the privateer-only PulpMX Fantasy thing group?
I think just because I'm one of the owners of the game.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. How'd you do this weekend?
Not good.
No?
I had Michael Mosman,
Oh.
Jeremy Martin. I think I had Harlan.
Oh, boy.
It was not good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in a privateer league on fantasy. These guys, the Islanders created their own league, and I got it.
Cade's trying to kick me out.
You want me to kick him out, Benny? I'll kick him out for you.
Kick me out?
Yeah, you.
No, Steve's fine.
All right.
Cade's trying to kick me out, and I'm just like, guy, come on.
Cade, the guy that's got a full ride for World Supercross? That guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy? Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, listen, man. Congrats. That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And I like Carlin, and I'm glad to see a new OEM at the races. I think that's cool. Yeah, I'm here for it. So, good job, man. Congrats to you and Beta. And Supercross only 2024. We'll see another truck in the pits. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you having me on. And 2024 Bike of the Year, Beta.
Let's settle down on that. But we can talk some more later on, Benny. Thank you.
We're gonna stamp it.
All right. Tell Jeff I said hi, and the Chiefs suck.
All right.
All right. See ya. That's Benny Bloss, everybody. 2-year deal with Beta.
I cannot believe he signed the contract without riding the bike. That is bold.
Kinda, but listen, honestly, Truck Central's been paying for a lot of things the last few years.
Yeah.
If you're Benny and you got a 2-year deal, expenses paid and a salary, and you know the bike's raced. I mean, it's been raced in MXGP. Like it's
that's true.
Like it's a real bike. It's not like China made.
Despite what it looks like, the exhaust is not falling off.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm here for the way it looks. Marks, what do you think?
No, I was just looking at pictures of it, and I put them on the YouTube stream, and I actually kind of like it.
It's very Euro. It's very Euro. It looks like the old Husqvarnas before KTM got
Yes,
involved.
it kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah, before KTM did. Yeah,
Just the side number plate.
right.
Like
it looks
why
like
so small?
It's different, though. That's what I like it. It's different. Something to stand out a little bit.
They did. I saw. Maybe it was Ben's bike.
What a bike.
What?
What a bike.
No, I saw a photo of somebody racing a Beta, and it had the big numbers. So Benny's numbers are just the graphics make it small. The plate isn't that small. There's room for more on that plate.
Yeah, I think Ben's numbers are big. I'm just gonna look, but I think Ben's numbers are big.
Pretty sure I saw it from somebody, and I was like, oh, that's the way it could be. Just Benny's numbers were too small.
Yeah, Ben's numbers are really big.
When you have a giant like Benny Bloss and you have little tiny numbers,
I just hope that Benny gives Ben the credit that he deserves.
Okay, all right.
Felt like that wasn't quite coming across in the interview.
It really didn't, right?
I feel like he didn't ride the bike. He knows my connections. I feel like he should have maybe texted me to get Ben's number, and then that would have maybe been a safer option.
No, I'm telling you, you get a call on a Sunday morning saying I got a 2-year deal for you, Supercross only. Like you just sign that thing. You just sign that thing and you just go with it.
Yeah, I guess.
No, for real. Yeah, think about it too. Like Supercross with these guys, all these guys like to do Supercross.
Yeah,
only. They really do. You know.
Yeah. And what were the other options like?
Right. Exactly.
He was going to get to October, be waiting for someone to offer a free ride. Yeah.
Yeah. EVS Sports, the original protective gear company.